Silent of goal! Liquid's doing it! They're gonna take! He's gonna bring down Bernie! Alone with a double kill! Dropping fast! Monopoint's there! He's still alive! Wait, second slide! He's got one slide! He's got a second! He's taking him! Oh my god! On three! They're all dead!
Well, hello and welcome back to the Summit 2 by G2A.com America. We are at the last day of the playoffs. We are looking for which of these two teams will be moving on and facing not today in the finals. And that winner comes here to the Summit House to play in the Summit 2, and we get to shake their hand in person. Which team would you like to see? And you want to shake their hand, Merlini?
Not today.
Not today? You're going to be like, not today. Not today.
I'm not that smooth. I played against Smash. I've known about him for a long time. He's an old school player. I like the older school players.
All right.
I'm biased.
Yeah. As we get down to the final three, though, a lot of these teams are showing a lot of tenacity, a lot of fight. We didn't see a lot of it the last game from Leviathan. They kind of played a bit bland than their usual Leviathan style. Complexity looked pretty good. They took well in advantage of that game number one. They stomped them. And now they're on match point here. And I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and just hop into the draft. You don't mind, right?
No.
Why don't you give me a woo to go in the draft?
Let's do it!
Woo! We've made it in. Thanks, man.
We need like a wave behind us.
I can
join
arrange
in.
this. I have the green screen power. I can arrange anything you want.
You
You want a
have
shark
the
eating a
power.
sheep? I'll throw it up in the background. A shark eating a sheep, you know.
It's too
Just
bloody,
for you.
man. You could just put last game up.
That
So,
was pretty vicious, not going to lie.
First pick AA over the Brewmaster, which Leviathan loved. They
Please.
love their brew.
They love their shibby brew, man.
What is
It
going
It has
on?
earned a respect pick, or respect ban, rather, from time to time, and they've actually passed on it.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
Normally, if this was olden days Leviathan, I'd be like, well, then they'll just kind of go for maybe their troll. Their troll is their second spicy grab if they're not going to get the pesky Jenkins Pudge, which, of course, is going to be outright banned again. And I have to ask you, now that I actually have you here, and I was watching yesterday's games, Navi US didn't really ban out the Pudge. They went against it in game number one. Do you think the Pudge is ban-worthy? Do you think, as a player's mindset, you're going to get something like Pudge, it's just kind of, you don't want that factor in the game. It's a bit too outside the box. It kind of puts you off your game. Or
It's good versus Chronosphere, so I think if there's a Faceless Void, if you're planning on picking Faceless Void, you might want to consider banning it. I think other than that, as long as you prepare for the smokes, because almost every time they get guaranteed kill with smokes, which shouldn't happen. So if you expect the smokes, then you'll be a little bit less thrown off, and then he won't get a blink dagger and so on and so forth. But they shut him down pretty hard. There are some easy counters too.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
think Juggernaut's pretty good versus him. You can just immediately
Dire
spin.
Oh, yeah.
Any
team
hero
ban.
with instant abilities, instant escape abilities, such as Life Stealer to BKB. Life Stealer is amazing against Pudge. There's so many things that are good versus him. But if you know they have the tendency to pick him, you can draft around it. And Navi US did not seem very phased by it.
The thing is that's funny too is
10
if you were going to think
seconds
about banning
remaining.
it, typically Leviathan like to pick it up last because maybe they fear that if they grab the Pudge
5
early, it
seconds
is pretty easy to
remaining.
counter back. They could roll with something like a pesky four position Juggernaut or carry Juggernaut to kind of
Reserve
Puck.
take it back to
You
him.
know,
Puck,
there's so
anyone
many
who could
good
be
heroes.
nice and elusive, so even if he does get the hold on you, you could just easily find your way back out again. So
Timber owns them.
Radiant
you know,
team
but
ban.
Everything.
people tend to ban it first. So I would say you could have considered maybe saving that ban for last, or
Dire
if you
team
worry that
ban.
Leviathan gets it early, you could just look to counter it. And a Pudge who doesn't get on his game is a Pudge that's going to be very sad. And it
But-
could just be the downfall of your whole team, I'd have to say. So
I don't necessarily think they're scared of the Pudge. I think that they think that Jenkins plays that hero better than
Ten
other
10
heroes.
seconds
Okay.
remaining.
So they want to put him on a weaker hero to just generally weaken their team strength. So that's
5
I think that's a
seconds remaining.
much better reason to ban the Pudge.
we kind of saw that same mindset when I believe it was during
Reserve
the
time.
NA Hub Whitebeard. They always banded out his Disruptor because, man,
Yeah.
that guy liked to play Disruptor way too much. And they're like, you know what? Even if it doesn't justify a first ban, we're just going to immediately remove out Disruptor. That way he's going to be put with a hero maybe he's not as comfortable with. So
Yeah, I
I'm
think
with you on that.
on non-tier 1 teams, it's you're going to have a weak link or two,
Yeah.
or heroes or players that aren't
Limited.
extremely versatile. Yeah, limited. You
hero
can
pool, yeah.
you can capitalize on that, and that's one of the different parts of drafting. And
I think the
NA
biggest
versus
case
you.
would probably be what Bulldog was for a while with Alliance.
Dire
People
team
would even
Right.
just put their whole banning pool towards no Nature's Prophet, then no Clockwork, then no Lone Druid,
They
then
know
they'll,
Bat Rider.
then they'll Bat Rider. And they're just hoping that they're saving Bulldog's pick to the end, and he's just stuck with nothing. But Alliance would then be forced to grab Bulldog's hero early in the draft, and maybe they could have used that spot for something else. I could just see where that could just kind of rip everything wide open as far as working with players who have more of a limited
honestly.
pool. But yeah, that opened up them to get some more carries and better stuff for Loda, and hell, they won TI3, so.
Clockwork is very good against AA. Oh, yeah, he's very good against AA.
What makes him so good? Is it his gap closing with that
10
hook shot, being able to catch
seconds
someone like AA in the back lines?
Yeah.
Is it
Also, he never goes for Force Staff, too.
5
He's one of the
seconds
few
remaining.
heroes that don't go for
They
Force
did get it
Staff. They
last
go
game,
for
but that
Scepter.
was Complexity playing him. But I agree with you. More, it's like
Reserve
if he's
time.
not already being like that ward,
Yeah.
or he's stuck being like, he's like, get the Agnums then.
Also, he doesn't have any disable too, so he can't really like interrupt the Clockwork at all. Like, let's say like Disruptor, he doesn't go for Force Staff either, but he can just like glimpse Clockwork out, and then he's kind of just stuck using all his cooldowns. Some other heroes like Shadow Demon can get off a quick disrupt, but Ancient Apparition has like almost nothing he can save himself aside from just throwing his ultimate out and dropping Icy Vortex, Chilling Touch, just using all your spells right before. But he's still gonna die. Also, Clockwork can't actually easily get zoned out by Ancient Apparition in
Dire
early game
team
too.
pick.
Ancient Apparition isn't a 315 move speed hero like Skywrath, so.
Yeah.
A well-played Clockwork can actually solo kill Ancient Apparition multiple times, and he can also interrupt their neutraling, which is actually one of the weaknesses of Ancient Apparition too. He's very slow at getting level 6 because you either have to get kills in lane, leech XP from your carry, or do neutrals. And Clockwork's very difficult to kill. You just cog him out, so it kind of eliminates the first option. He can solo kill AA, kind of eliminates the
10
pulling
seconds
option, and
remaining.
the third option is leeching from your carry, which is less than ideal because it's not efficient.
5
Yeah,
seconds
so I like
remaining.
how it puts them into an awkward position. I think it works nicely already with the synergy they got. I mean, Skywrath Mage and Clockwork, he
Reserve
just jumps
time.
and puts down the platform for a beautiful Mystic Flare setup, and
Yes.
there's really not a whole lot you can do. And
Radiant
he's great
team
against
pick.
Wraith King, because Wraith King wants to be in the mix and wants to be fighting, and Clockwork's like, fine, I'll give you the cage to fight in, and the rest of my team from the outside here, now even grabbing the benefit of a ranged grab here in Nature's Prophet, who also can put together some reasonable CC. I mean, down the line he gets a hold of a Sheep Stick, and your Wraith King is going to continue to struggle, and your Magnus, who are two big bad asses who just want to be in the fight. And it could be a bit troublesome for him,
10
because I'm seeing
seconds
some elusive
remaining.
grabs here from Complexity. But there it is, the Troll.
Dire
This is
team
more
ban.
Leviathan style. Shredder, he loves playing this core Troll. I know you've seen it from time to time. I
Yep.
know I've seen it aplenty. He could definitely surprise you, but
It's not
it's a
surprising
long
anymore.
road. It's a long road to go down, but it's I don't know. He's another hero who ideally would love to use his
10
melee and go
seconds
right in there
remaining.
and kind of get at it.
Clockwork just shuts down a lot of their heroes, though. Clockwork was actually viewed as a
Radiant team
fairly
ban.
decent Magnus counter
Mm-hmm.
back when Magnus was at his heyday, just because Rocket just messed up his blink, and once you hookshot him, he's generally just dead, and you lose the power of the blink RP, which is huge. It's perfectly okay to trade your Clockwork for your Magnus in team fights. And on top of that, you
10
mentioned Clockwork being good
seconds
versus Wraith King.
remaining.
Don't forget about the Cogs Mana Burning Wraith King. If he's not careful, then he can just get
5
Mana Burned and
seconds
not have
remaining.
Moon
Yeah.
Carn up. So
Yeah, and now even Nature's Prophet, I mean, if they wanted to, they can go Necro Book on him, but
Reserve
this isn't
time.
looking like a core Wraith King, though. You never know. I mean, Shredder's play both Troll and Wraith
Dire
King through this
team
run,
pick.
so they have the option to be a bit flexible there, but I'd still have to say Complexity have thrown together something really special here, and the Clockwork seems to be a really great grab for them, and Limp plays a fantastic Clockwork as well, so he's going to be able to put that to strong use here. Final bans, though, Complexity do get rid of the Sunken Disruptor, as Leviathan might consider looking for a secondary support. I don't know, though. I'm banking that Wraith King might be the support at this point if they
10
grab the Troll.
seconds remaining.
Disruptor would have been really good. They lack additional follow-up for Wraith King and Magnus to shut
5
down Brew, so he
seconds
can't ultimate.
remaining.
Unless you're counting on like Lucky Bashes, but nothing really long duration like Skywrath, Silence, or Static Storm, which have been really good for them.
Radiant
And they have another
team
combo here
pick.
with the Clockwork too, with the Sunstrike. So this is like pretty nasty. On top of that, if it's a Quas Wex
Wex,
Invoker,
yeah,
he
Wex
can
King.
just own the Wraith King. Or even if he's not a Quas Wex Invoker, he has Ice Wall, he has Cold Snap, he can get Necro Book.
Such good crowd control
Deafening
for
Blast,
heroes
yeah.
that want to be in the fight, in the fray, fighting. I have to agree with you. It looks good, and he has the range factor to be able to contribute a lot from the outside of what Clock leads off. And
They need BKBs on Leviathan.
10
oh yeah,
seconds
for sure.
remaining.
I mean, Skywrath Mage is going to be doing some of the biggest bursts in the game with that
5
Mystic Flare. and
seconds
he's got
remaining.
beautiful setups here. You got Cogs, you got Sprout. Invoker can lead things off very nicely with a Tornado if he does
Reserve
go Quas
time.
Wex. Cyclone there on Brew. They have a lot of great CC, a lot of teamfight potential here in Complexity, I'd have to say. And for Leviathan, I'm curious what they're going to have to go for. Now, if you're thinking on Leviathan side of here to round out your fifth grab, what can you do to kind of pull this one back a bit?
10
Let's
seconds
see.
remaining.
I don't know.
Looking
To be
at-
honest, I kind of think they already dug themselves in a hole.
And the melee
Dire
big
team
badassery just doesn't stop here, Merlini. This is seeming a bit brash. This is seeming like pretty full throttle coming out from
Slaughter-
Leviathan. That they're
Slaughter's
just
not bad.
go in there. I mean, he benefits a lot, I'd imagine, from Troll and Troll's ultimate. He gets a lot from Wraith King's utility, which is going to be a support Wraith King as Nushim does grab it up here. But, you know, he's benefiting from that aura. He's got his own bit of bash. I mean, you got Empower on the team with Magnus.
I like how they committed to like a full-on melee
Yeah,
badass.
it's just like a gang. It's like
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is
they're
a
just
gang.
like, who wants to fucking fight? I'll meet you under the monkey buzz. Huh? Let's go Complexity Gaming, and it's pretty badass, I'd have to say. Complexity, it's a lot more uniform, clean cut. Their hair is combed over. They're pressed thin. They got their tie on, and they came to game here. They definitely came to game in game number 1, but game number 2, this is match point now for Complexity. If they come out with a big win here, they move on
Prepare
right to those
for
finals.
battle.
And for Leviathan, this could be their tournament life. They're bouncing back here, and we were hoping to get something more unorthodox Leviathan style from game number 1. Game number 2, they certainly do deliver here. As we'll get underway here, I'll get the introductions underway sooner than later, as Leviathan is going to be your Radiant side. Jenkins is going to be playing what looks like an offlane Magnus here. He's already training a bit of some tangos here with Sunken, who's going to be playing the support Ancient Apparition. Shibi's going to be playing your Troll Warlord in the mid lane. That leaves Shredder on the core Slardar. And just next to him, it's going to be His Majesty, Nushim, playing your Wraith King, and he is sporting the Beyond the Summit Wraith King set, which, I don't know, you're a cosmetic kind of a guy. What do you think of this? To me, the helmet, it kind of looks like a bird cage. Maybe he went to the thrift store and threw this together. I don't know if you have any personal thoughts on Wraith King.
It does look like a bird cage.
But you know what?
30
I
seconds
appreciate
to
Nushim for
battle.
supporting Beyond the Summit and sporting those cosmetics.
Let's check it out. I'm checking it out.
All right. I mean, look at the head.
I like some of the pieces are pretty cool. Everything but the headpiece looks cool.
I think those are not our sword and shield, though. I think he just kind of put together a hodgepodge of a
Yeah,
of
it's
style.
everything but the sword.
And style matters here. Matters a lot. Platinum Roshi is going to be sporting here for your Leviathan team. Just kind of flex that bit of money.
It looks like a walking lantern.
Walking Lantern. Oh,
Yeah.
for
The
you're
battle
still on Wraith King.
begins.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he just kind of is like a kid who's sporting his Fisher Price Knight's costume set and going trick or treating right now.
Analogy.
Yeah, you know, it's just like, Mom, I want to be a knight for Halloween. All right, honey, here you go. I made it out of cardboard.
Cool particle effects though. All glowy and stuff.
Yeah. Of course, what's most important is showing the love and support here. They're looking to battle on forward. For Complexity, if you don't mind, I'll just kind of roll through. It's Moon Meander actually going to be playing the mid lane Invoker here. This is something I haven't seen in quite a while. And typically, Moon playing for the more farm position 1 and just kind of shining in the later game like we saw last game.
I
But
think it's a Quas Wex Invoker too.
Quas Wex too. He gets the early level in Quas, so you know, it's not going to matter too much against Wraith King, who's opted for the support kind of a role, but he's still looking for that huge crowd control, which could be staggering a bit to your Slardar and your Troll who are looking to try to get in there. So Jenkem offlane is going to be going against Swindle Melon's Brewmaster alongside with Bloody Nine on his Skywrath Mage. Bottom lane, Limp going to be playing one of his signature grabs, the Clockwork here. He gets stunned up pretty early here, and Chilling touches out on Sunken. They're going to bring out some pretty serious right clicks here. Ooh, one more. Can he get the one? No, he can't. He pulls back. The salve's going to be pulled out, and Limp will be able to make it away.
Why did he sprint?
Why didn't he sprint?
Why did he not sprint? I think he could have gotten a kill with that. He was in melee range. Maybe he was scared of dying, but I think it's worth it to get a clockwork
A bit
kill.
of extra damage, which you know, is 15% at all levels. I guess maybe worried about how much damage you could take from that tower, but yeah, I mean, depends how thirsty you are, I guess, for that first blood bonus. I mean, even if he trades his life, it could be worth it. So.
I think it's definitely worth it because it was a big wave coming to his tower, so he would miss out on like mega experience, and he'd be like maybe level, like barely level 2, or like not even level 2 at that point. I don't know. It would have been pretty close.
So Limp is going to scout out the 2-minute rune while taking a little bit of XP away from those pull camps at the same time. And at the top, you're going to see contention. It's going to be Jenkins right there, but it's going to be the tree hop. Oh, it's going to be taken down. Haste is going to be your top rune. It's going to be swiftly grabbed up there from Jenkins. That leaves the bounty there on the bottom for Limp. He'll take that back to the bottom lane, and Jenkins immediately goes right into the jungle to just kind of annoy Z-Freak. And Z-Freak on this Nature's Prophet, I skipped over in the introduction because he went right to the jungle on his Nature's Prophet. He's going to go right for the Null Talisman kind of a build, which kind of says that he's looking to engage early. He's going to be a global presence.
The Bone 7 build.
The Bone 7 kind of a build. We'll see if he goes down that road with the...
Kind of hard
Flame
versus
Mail.
all these strength heroes. I'd
But
say.
yeah, you got tough cookies to crack in this one. Magnus can prove to be a bit difficult, and he does have that skewer ability in case he gets locked down in any sort of way. He would be able to step back. We don't get to see Magnus in the off lane too much here, but we'll see how Leviathan can make it work. And Limp and Sunken are just going to kind of go toe-to-toe. And we'll have to see. In this kind of position as your Clockwork, is he going to be looking to level up the Rocket Flare a little bit more, or do you kind of go down that road of Battery Assault? And
Battery Assault versus 4 melees. Battery Assault, I'd say. Like, you're almost always going to be hitting heroes with that in team fights. And it's especially important to burst down AA, since it's the prime hookshot target as well as Magnus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to
Battery
say, though,
Assault.
if they do manage to put together a reasonable lockdown on this bottom tri-lane, they could take down this clock pretty easily.
Oh, yeah,
He's
they
not
they
going with
definitely
cold
could.
feet, though. I'd have to say, if he did get maybe one value level in cold feet, you'd think, that if they just lined up a Ray Fire Blast follow-up with the
Well,
Sword Art
he's not
Stun
level
and
3 yet. Maybe at level 3, but levels 1 and 2, I think.
too much
Touch.
value in the Vortex and the Chilling Touch.
Yeah,
I mean,
way
definitely
too
Chilling
much
Touch, I understand. But
Icy Vortex is nice. It adds to a lot of your chilling touch damage, too.
certainly does here, and you get that little bit of early slow as well, which certainly can help. But they're going to keep that Clockwork Bully back. Nothing happening here.
They
let's
need
check-
Bruce on the race team to try and initiate on them if they want,
too
but
slow right
he's
now.
very poor.
He's going to scout out that 4-minute rune, however. Nushim is going to be right there at the ready. But let's touch base here as far as CS. Mid lane, Shibby has got 21 and 3 CS to Moonyander's 14. Moonyander struggling a little bit here on his Invoker. He does have his phase boots now, so his right click is going to get a little bit stronger, but without being that expert kind of build, it's not going to be as significant of a presence in this mid lane, and Shibby's trying to take full advantage of that. So,
But Troll Warlord is usually pretty good versus the melee carries, like let's say PA, like what we saw last game. This game, there's nothing that Whirling Axis really counters. It's decent versus Panda split, I guess, but at the same time, you don't pick Troll to counter Panda.
no.
Like, you pick him to counter melee carries that rely heavily on physical damage. So I think a lot of the utility from Whirling Axis is actually lost this game, and the Troll pick is... It's just, there are better heroes that
Do you
they could've
think
run
he's
in the
just
mid
kind
lane.
of picked up to help amplify Shredder's damage output?
Yeah,
and
but
he
there are
kinda
other
throws
heroes like
together
that
the
too.
Farm, but then you're kind of putting a lot on Shredder to be able to be the one to get it done. And
They
he's
could just gone
another
like,
melee
let's say
core.
Shadow Fiend for more minus armor,
And
another
they were on
BKB
Radiant
hero.
side, yeah.
Yeah, anything like that would have been, I think, slightly better for them.
Shibby's got his engage. He's scouting out here and stalking Z-Freak here. He wants the first blood. Can he make it happen here? He's got 3 levels in those Whirling Axes. He's
Oh,
not gonna
bloody
get that
9.
one, and instead he's looking to come in from behind right here, and Swindle might be in a bit of trouble here, or Bloody 9 if they want it. And they're waiting. They're waiting very patiently. Jenkins, though, can't really offer a whole lot. Level 2 Shockwave, and he's kind of hassling with these creeps for now. And it looks like Shibby just could be wasting his time up here. And he's going to make the long road all the way back to mid lane. So, very calm early start here as we get close to that 6-minute mark. We have yet to see bloodshed in this one here. A very timid game coming out from both sides. Just a little bit more levels, a little bit more farm required before we might see the
Oh,
fireworks.
initiation on Limp.
Oh, bottom lane, they're making it go. Cogs are going to be there, and well, poor Shredder's trying to make his way around those Cogs, and that's pretty much all it takes for them to step back. Top lane, though, maybe they're making it go on Jenkins. Jenkins does pull up the skewer, but he doesn't really get that far. The silence is going to be there. The follow-up, Swindle pulls out the split. Your Jenkins will be your first blood, as Swindle will easily clean it up.
Radiant's
Sunken
top
also
tower
comes in.
is
He might be
under
caught out
attack.
here. He's spotted. Z-Freak also gets in on the action with his TP, and now Sunken trying desperately to juke and jive. Finally gets pincered, and another rotation
Radiant's
to come in.
top tower
Swindle
is
comes up
under attack.
huge with his first split of the game. He takes down 2, including the off-lane Jenkins. Jenkins was kind of dancing around a bit and then pulled out the skewer. If he just kind of beelined it straight back, probably could have saved himself, but...
I'm
unfortunately
still a
it
little
didn't work out.
incredulous that they didn't pick Brew first.
Whoa, can we talk about that world real quick? I just want you to teach me. What'd you say? Incredulous?
Incredulous.
Tell me, please, define.
It's like flabbergasted.
Okay. I'm a flabbergasted kind of a guy, but...
Yeah,
wanted to make sure
I'm like, it still boggles my mind how they let Brew through. Why did they let Brew through over?
Yeah. Or not just
and
grab
picked
Brew
AA?
themselves.
Yeah,
They have a great Brew
they should have
player.
just picked Brew over AA. I can't wrap my mind around how that's possibly a good idea in the draft.
Okay,
But-
Shibby. A little pressure here on Moon. Just kind of gives him a bit of the tomahawk treatment right there and puts him back with about half life. But just more flirting, not really able to make quite the commitment. But, I mean, we'll have to see. Is they pay a big price handing over that Brew as Swindle comes out big. And Swindle's
He already
a
has
good
his
player,
blink.
and,
7 minutes, blink, and 500 gold.
This is pretty ridiculous right now. I imagine that once the split comes back up, he'll just build his resources and go for another grab. And then
mean,
you have a
he's-
Brew who's already online well
Yeah.
before even the mid game was supposed to start.
no RP and on Magnus, like no chance of killing him. Your supports aren't really going to offer much in the way of killing a Brewmaster, and they don't have that much late game on complexity, but they have so much early mid control that it's not really that big of a problem for them. But I mean, it is somewhat of a mild point of concern, especially since the Invoker is going Quas-Wex. He doesn't transition as easily as a Quas-Exort, and let's see, Nature's Prophet also going for a Mass Null Talisman build instead of, like, let's say a Midas, also transitioning to late game. So I guess
they're all in on like a big mid game, and
I think it's okay though.
yeah, not even allowing Leviathan to kind of get to a point where they get that farm, and so far it's a good start for him, getting a lot on that top lane. We'll see how long they want to wait before maybe they try to strike first that Shredder here in the bottom lane. It could be when Swindler gets a couple more levels together, and he does have the split at the ready, but he could wait till level 11 and get that second level just to make it that.
If they wait too long on complexity, though, they'll get BKBs, and BKBs destroys complexities on them, so they can't let that happen. And they should be fighting a lot in the next 15 minutes.
We'll see if that's what Shredder goes right for. He's got about 1,600 gold on his Slardar already, going down
Oh,
bottom.
it should definitely not be a BKB. I think his Blink BKB is much better.
Blink first, BKB to follow after.
You have to get a
Yeah.
Blink to like run into
Yeah,
Clockwork.
they have no way to really close the gap in this kind of game except from a skewer or a blink coming out from Magnus and hoping he kind of skewers your dinner toward you.
Or Blink Wraith King, but that's not happening anytime soon. Bloody
Yeah.
and I'm being very patient
Look at
for this bottom
Oh,
lane.
hey, nice courier. He just walked past it instead. He's going to make a go instead onto Noosh. Noosh might be in trouble on his Wraith King. Jump all the way forward. Swindle finishes off one. And, well, they clean house again on bottom. I was curious when he was going to be able to strike on Shredder, and really it doesn't take a whole longer. He doesn't wait for level 11. He just
Radiant's
immediately makes a go on
bottom
bottom
tower
lane.
is under
Complexity.
attack.
Moonmeander in mid.
Take down 3 immediately, and Moonbeaner wants one of his own here. So he adds pressure on mid,
Dyer's
gets the EMP
top
off on
tower
Shibby,
is
who
under
now has
attack.
to bottle up quite a bit, but their bottom lane is getting heavily pressured right now, and this could be your first structure
Radiant
takedown, and
structures
another
are fortified.
strong start here in game number 2 for Complexity.
Radiant's bottom tower
Too
is
easy.
under attack.
Too easy for them. They don't even have to use Brewmaster ult for that. Like, they can just keep pressing on if they
Radiant's
want to.
bottom
They can
tower
take mid
has
T1, they can
fallen.
take top T1, they can invade their jungle. They have all these options available to them, and Leviathan's still struggling to get even close to level 6 on their Wraith King, and AA's only level 5 too. Whereas you have
They're lacking quite a bit here, and Wraith King will be on pull duty, it looks like, going to be pulling this up to a 3rd stack, but really, who do you give it to at this point? Everyone seems to be lacking a little bit here and there, and well, there is the Midas grab now on your Nature's Prophet, so he is preparing a little bit for that late game.
it's much
But-
safer for him to do this, I'd say, than
But
go for
now
like
he
a
gets
blade
that
mill.
bit of extra gold, bit of extra reliable XP. If he needs to get a sheep stick at some point, he'll be able to get there a little bit quicker. Bottom lane, though, they make the jump immediately on Shredder. They want to go back-to-back kills. That split he had not used is going to go to strong use here, and Shredder will go down. He can't even get off the stun to get away from this. Just beautifully orchestrated right there from Complexity on your bottom lane. The silence, the pesky Skywrath arch nemesis to your Brew. Working real hard right here. Mid lane, Shibby. Blasted wants to go in for Moon, but he is also very low. Moonmeander might simply
Radiant's
turn back if he
middle
wants
tower
to,
is
but
under
I
attack.
guess already putting out those big spells, he doesn't really have a whole lot of follow-up, but Shibby will live for now. Just more tussling. Shibby's getting a little bit out of this mid lane, but for everywhere else, it's a struggle for Leviathan. I mean, right now it's Shredder, your highest CS farmer on Leviathan. About 60 CS, but he falls down 2 different times when he could have been very close to already having his Blink Dagger. Now he has to continue to put in the hours here on bottom lane, and I think they might just continue pressuring. I mean, Swindle is already in his Brewmaster bouncer mode, where he just hops from lane to lane looking for opportunities to make
Dyer's
something
top
happen here. And if
tower
they
is
scout out
under
this big
attack.
full camp, it is going to continue to get worse here.
I could totally imagine Brewmaster being a bouncer. That is what he's
It
doing.
is. Oh, Limp jumps all the way across, and, well, AA's dead. Didn't take a
Radiant's
lot. Oh,
bottom
Swindle
tower
jumps
is
in,
under
victory
attack.
clap, I guess, but he's not going to catch that Wraith King, and steps back, and Shibby continues to farm up those weak rolls here on the bottom half side that were thrown together from those supports. The support stuck on defensive duty, as it's just more or less Complexity getting more and more of the same that we saw last game.
I mean, Leviathan just shied away from the tried and true, like 5-man, beefy, like, you know, Brewmaster, Wraith King, and like Tidehunter, all these sort of heroes, and
Yeah.
like maybe they like without the Faceless Void, they just like
Radiant's
don't go
top
for that sort of
tower
style at
is
all.
under
But like
attack.
they're really lacking on any
Radiant
sort of
structures are
teamwork,
fortified.
coordination. They have
Makes you
super failed
question
smoke
a
ganks.
team like Leviathan, who've been playing together for a long time. They've been, well, I mean, let's face it, they've been in the minor leagues. You know, they were playing in like Division 2 JDL, you know,
Radiant's
the
top
Even
tower
Cup
has
series.
fallen.
Great platform for a lot of players to shine and start off anew, but Leviathan had quickly surprised a
Dire's
lot of people
middle
making it
tower
this
is
far,
under
but now
attack.
it's the big time. I mean, this is your tournament
Radiant's
life on the
top
line.
tower is
There's
under
got to be
attack.
nerves involved. You know, they're maybe second-guessing their draft picks, their play style, and maybe it's a bit apparent that Leviathan just not quite as comfortable as we've seen them in the past when, you know, they had everything to win and really nothing to lose.
Yeah, Complexity just seems a lot more confident in this game. Or in the series, rather.
Complexity, you know, they've been boot camping together in LA. They did have a small setback in Ryzen with the back injury, which they make the jump in now. Limpid's a very good catch with that hook shot behind the tower, and Shibby just gets blown the hell up with the help of that Mystic Flare coming out. We were expecting to see that kind of combo come out since the draft. And
Radiant's middle
sets
tower
for
is
an
under
easy
attack.
segue into the mid lane tier 1 tower, as Jenkins is just trying to desperately throw out shockwaves. Still yet to get a Blink Dagger thrown together on him. He does have an RP, but really if he goes in now, there's not going to be a whole lot of follow-up, if any follow-up whatsoever. Bottom lane, they might make it go on Z3, however, and they could. Colby's already popped out. He's not going to be going anywhere, so there's Leviathan finally getting themselves on the board, but that's going to prop Complexity to make the jump on mid lane. Swindle brought very low that shockwave, but he's able to get the split off. The hurl of the boulder right now. Nusham still not level 6, will not be fighting back. His Majesty will have to take a knee, and he will go down. 1-9, Complexity still showing a dominating game here. As they head on back, this was well past the tier 1 tower, and they could.
Oh, the AA ult hits Brew.
Cut off.
It hits Brew. Oh my goodness, that's so unlucky for him.
He got hit on the way.
Yeah, he got hit
ball
on the
just
way.
flies right through him, and he goes down. A nice double grab right there for your AA. And this does help out Leviathan a little bit. They come back, they grab a couple of big grabs right there. The bounty on Chibi's
Dire's
taken.
middle tower is
And
under
Moon
attack.
Meander also goes down. So, I mean, let's see. Now Shredder with a Blink Dagger at the ready. Troll throwing together a Morbid Mask. This is probably going to be a helm to a future Satanic build. Or do you
Dire's
think
middle
he's going to go
tower
all in
is
and
under
just
attack.
attack speed and go Mask of Madness on
Dire's
Troll?
structures
I think Vlad's
are
Ferocian.
fortified.
Oh, Vlad's. I didn't even think of the Vlad's, of course.
But
Radiant's
HOD,
bottom tower
I mean, he
is
doesn't
under
really need the
attack.
armor. I would say Vlad's is much better for him and his team, just to provide
Yeah.
additional damage. As the Nature's
You don't
Prophet,
even think that with Wraith King having his Vampiric Aura, that I mean, the bonus
Dire's
damage
middle
certainly does
tower
help.
is under attack.
5 armor is pretty nice too.
That's true. That's true.
A little bit of mana regen. Oh, Swindle Melons. He doesn't have his ultimate.
Uh-oh, skewered all the way back. RP's going to be right there. Can they burst down Swindle for the second time? They can. Back-to-back takedowns on your Brew, your Bouncer. He's got fed a sour drink or something. I don't
Radiant's
know
top tower
They're
is
not
under
what to
attack.
say.
They're not respecting Leviathan right now. Like, Nature's Prophet's farming out
too.
really riskily, even though Slaughter has a Blink Dagger. Like, I think even if Nature's Prophet has, like, 1.5x net worth of Slaughter, Slaughter can easily still solo the Nature's Prophet. And that's how strong of a matchup it is. Because you just can't get him away. Like, once he blinks on top of you and amps, you're just dead. You can't TP away, you get bash lock, you can't right-click him, just because amp damage just ramps up your damage so much higher than anything that Nature's Prophet can get with that amount of gold. So he still has to farm safely, farm in the jungle as opposed to farming out in lanes, and they need to take down this mid T1 tower, especially with Brewmaster Ultimate. They had a very nice fight, like really deep into the base, but they still weren't able to take down this
Yeah,
tower.
the objectives. Yep. That's what matters. Dota, game of objectives.
And they can't give away too many more fights like that, because if they do, Magus is going to have his Blink Dagger, Star is going to have his BKB, and that's the beginning of things turning around for Leviathan.
Yeah. Because then you're putting more on your Clockwork, hoping to get a good start. But
Radiant's
he doesn't.
middle
They have a
tower
lot
is
more
under
work on
attack.
side of Leviathan as far as good jumps.
Radiant structures
Now they're going
are
to look to
fortified.
finish what they started here on the mid lane
Dire's
tier
top
1.
tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Moon Meander here, pushing their way. You got Swindle scouting out the back lines here from the high ground. Not going to see a whole lot, though, as Leviathan have moved as a 5-man unit for now, though, towards this top lane. Maybe we're
Radiant's
considering
middle
going
tower
trade,
is
but
under attack.
Complexity are already at their tier 2. And now they're maybe thinking of going for a defense. Shredder might be
Radiant
coming in straight from the
structures are
north here. They
fortified.
could cross paths with Swindle. And Swindle will step back, and it looks like Complexity as a group will move all the way back. No ward up here on the high ground. That would be pretty helpful to have from either team, I guess, to see.
Jenkins
Exactly
really
what
needs
they're
his
doing.
Blink Dagger. I think this is a fight where if Leviathan wants to take, they need to smoke. Oh, they did smoke.
He is so close to that blink, too. 250 away.
They smoked with Shredder and Nusham.
And they're waiting back. Nusham is not popped yet, but looks like Shredder has scouted. They're faking with the hook. Ooh, 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 they catch it onto Shibby. Immediate Mystic Flare follow-up, and that's enough to take down Troll. They do lose the Clockwork. Jump forward. Shredder catches 2 with the stomp, but immediately pulls back. Oh, your Tornado's going to be off the mark. Deafening Blast is only going to catch on the Wraith King. So a bit of a flirt here back and forth as they trade 1 for 1.
Or the Tornado EMP combos. That would have just
His
massacred
Tornado
them.
over here was a Deafening Blast over there. Moon
Yeah.
Meander, you know, not one that's been playing a lot of Invoker recently. Maybe just kind of shaking off the rust here.
EMP is really strong versus their heroes right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're strength heroes, which means they don't have that
Oh,
much.
390
intel at
mana
all.
pool only on your Slardar.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he could still blink, but
almost
not
fully
going to be able to
drained
offer a whole lot after. I mean, Wraith King will not be coming back with a second life if hit by any sort of EMP. Now they make the jump forward. Swindle, caught with an RP. Can they time this out beautifully? They can. Swindle for the 3rd time is going to get bursted down. There's so much stun there. Timed out nicely.
Complexity's
He's not
falling
gonna
apart.
Uh-oh. Are we going to see
Tis
another
mine.
possible nuclear meltdown here, Merlini? I was pretty crazy. I was watching that clip from last game, and yeah, it seemed like Complexity could be a team that if they are thrown up against the wall, they can go into a bit of a tizzy, bit of a panic mode.
Hit the self-destruct button.
Yeah, and then they're kind of second-guessing. They got to make sure they have those breathing exercises
They also need
underway.
Necro Books, I feel like. Necro Books would be really good versus Leviathan right now. Additional mana burn.
Yeah.
Good for taking out Roshan. Good
Good
for...
side pushing also. If Z-Freak wanted to kind of go down to that plan B kind of a road.
They like a
and-
frontliner, because Panda, he can't really stand in front line, or he'll just get bursted down. They don't really have a good way to save him, especially once they get BKBs, but also if Moon Meander misses his tornadoes. So he actually does have the EMP on look right now. 475 mana burn. That is more than anyone except for Magnus and AA. So 3 heroes will be completely dry.
Jenkins tries to get
Swindle.
moved up to the high ground, but that's not going to be happening. Bottom lane, though, Swindle pulls out the split, is looking to make a go onto Shibby, and they do get it. Nice grab right there. Swindle is able to fire back. It's Limp who does get the final strike. And Complexity, for the first time in a little bit, managed to get a kill on their side. That's well justified. And with the back end of his Bruce split, scouts out the perimeter. And it looks like Complexity are going to just kind of pursue this bottom lane a bit more. They have the tier 2 to near half-life. And Ice Blast. Connect right in their face. It's only level 1 though. But
Radiant's
still, every
bottom
little bit helps, I
tower
would
is
have to
under
say
attack.
here. Jenkins, 8 more seconds. He's got an RP at the ready. Link RP, a good catch out here. Could be pretty promising for Leviathan if they have the follow through, but it looks like Complexity don't even want to test those waters.
They can still get
Immediately
wrecked
pull
by
back.
a good EMP tornado combo. Not without Brewmaster Ultimate, but their timing window is actually closing fairly soon.
You'd
I
have to
wanna
say for Complexity.
for them to exit to like be in dominant position,
Yeah.
as opposed to
Yeah.
being on even
Then your
ground.
Slardar's throwing together big items, and
Yeah, he has BKB and just 800 gold, so he's looking
your
in
Troll
very
will throw together some big hitting items.
And once they are on even ground, they lose one fight, they take Roshan, and
Yep.
then immediately play on the back
Yeah,
foot. So
Roshan will not take much effort whatsoever. And now you're seeing Leviathan just kind of take back their jungle side, continue to work with the farm. They feel pretty confident in their late game. The ball is in Complexity's court as far as the pace of this game, and they need to be looking to press on forward here. Maybe more smokes, more movement, checking out the jungle, taking away that farm. Start going for some objectives here.
yeah, I think also a problem that we're going to see is
Jules, ice wall,
Yeah.
thrown down onto the illusion.
it didn't even hit them.
And there's a second tornado. That one will connect on the illusion. Moon maybe practicing, it looks like, on this illusion. Just kind of,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, it was
I
an
mean,
illusion, just showing it off, you know?
Usually at this point you would have seen like at least 5 tornado EMP combos, and that would just set Leviathan so far back. Even if you just send them back to the fountain, it just still cuts down on their farm for like a good, 45 seconds or so times, 3 or 4 heroes, which is fairly significant in terms of economic damage. But now, I mean, they're retaining a decent lead. And
Radiant's
they have
top
decent
tower
map
is under
control, but
attack.
not what you would expect after that fantastic start like they had.
I can't really remember the bans in the draft, but I felt like Complexity, when they try to go down this path of being more snowball-oriented, they'd love to get a hold of something like Slark for Moon. They're going to respect ban. Now here they jump forward and make a go on Jenkins. Hook shot is there from Limp. There's your tornado, does connect on 2. Deafening Blast follow-up. It's enough lockdown. They quickly take down Jenkins and the first life breaking, but here comes Shredder. Bounces right onto Moon here. Amplified damage. A few right clicks. The stealth fuels is going to save him in the meantime, but can he get away? The bash is going to be there. One more right click. Can he get Moon? He can't get him with the stomp, and now he's on the run to get away from this one. Meanwhile, Swindle pushing into the base, trying to get a hold of Sunken. To the low ground goes Limp. They do take down Shredder on the backhand side, and well, it looks like Swindle is able to catch up and take down Sunken. Shibby trying to get redemption for his fallen comrade. Can he get him? He cannot. Swindle makes a nice escape.
How many misses was that? Oh my goodness, he didn't
Radiant
drunken
structures are
That
fortified.
RNG
Drunken
third-party
haste
hack, you know?
What?
He's an RNG lord.
With the miss?
Complexity now pushing the high ground here at the top lane. A Desperation Ice Blast could be enough for Complexity to spread apart. They avoid the Ice Blast, and they will pull back from their siege. But it's Complexity who come out big. They take down 4 all day. Oh, nice Tornado EMP combo. You wanted it, you got it. It's not going to connect. So, Nushim's already pretty low on mana. He'll have to step back to the base. So, Complexity, man, looking pretty good right there. We were questioning if they were going to try to get the ball rolling, and they do. And this is still their time to shine. That window might be slowly closing, but they're trying to throw their body right through it.
They extended it.
They extended it.
They extended it.
Every fight like that, I guess the window, goes up a little bit more.
Yeah, they'd renovate.
Yeah. The curtains. We'll work on curtains from here.
The Yule's pickup is a little bit unusual, especially on a Quas Wax Invoker, but it's especially nice against the BKB Slaughter. You need some defensive tool aside from, your usual Tornado, Cold Snap, EMP. But it dispels the amplified damage on him, which is pretty nice. And what helped him survive, man. Looks like, the sneaky Roshan. I like this play.
They're going to get it from behind. Oh, well, there's Tornado. They know, but it's too late. Shredder is able to quickly grab up.
See, this is the
right
Leviathan. This is a cheeky Leviathan.
That's good. I mean, they
know.
had the potential to do it so dang quick, especially with that level 2 amp damage, that they just take full advantage of that opportunity to go with the behind-the-back play.
Players here.
By the time that Complexity recognizes what's happening, it's just too late. So this now, that window, closing again, Merlini.
Yep.
Slowly it goes back down. As Leviathan are just going to take full advantage of this time to farm up, and once the Aegis slowly begins to expire...
They just need one good fight, because then that will mean another BKB on Troll Warlord.
Mm-hmm.
And a BKB on Jenkins, too. So, I mean,
Yeah, in that
Complexity have
last
to
fight,
proceed
they
very
didn't have the
carefully.
benefit of Jenkins' RP. It was a nice catch off there for Complexity to take down Jenkins before he can get anything. And now they're looking to turn the corner. They're going on top lane here. Shredder might be in trouble. Forced to pull out a BKB defensively and a TP. And there's nothing they could do, so well justified, but unfortunately that is going to cost him another BKB charge, putting him already down to 8 seconds. Complexity, knowing that, might consider a push forward, though that Ice Blast has other plans. They will have to step back. Man, oh man, so Complexity continue to siege, but I have to say, Leviathan have pretty good counter push working for them. AA's been catching his mark with a lot of these Ice Blasts. It's forcing Complexity to second guess their commitment here.
Oh, he went
they
force
still
that.
dance around and... Oh,
He's going for stuff on AA.
oh, good.
It's good for his clock,
He
but,
needed it against that clock, yeah,
this
but
they need Scepter, too.
yeah, they certainly do. I mean, Complexity's a team that can be relatively squishy and weak here for some of their backliners who don't have their life together yet. I mean, like a Z-Freak, Nature's Prophet, he's putting together reasonable damage and a fair amount of attack speed, but only 1,000 life points. And of course, your Skywrath Mage also would have a real rough time against any sort of heavy-hitting Ice Blast, so... We'll have to see, though, as time continues to be the favorite here for Leviathan. It's going to come down to proper execution, more so from Complexity. Kind of put the pedal to the metal as far as taking objectives here.
Line him up and cleave him down.
Yeah, man.
Until Magnus. He has almost level 4 in power. These three big melee heroes.
Yeah, it's
their
going to be
face.
a lot of huge right-click damage. If they get one big catch of an RP, they have enough stun lockdown to really hit a home run here.
Tis mine.
Trying to catch his mark with the Tornado mid, just a bit of harassment. It's going to be Leviathan. They're kind of jumping from top to bottom on the map and getting what they want here. It's their time when they decide to kind of move his unit and strike at the back end of this Aegis, but for now they have plenty of time to farm up. And if you're Slardar Shredder, what do you think is next on the docket for him? Is he going to go for something like that AC, or do you kind of go with more heavy-hitting right click? As I say that, Melanie Jenkins could be in trouble. He's able to easily skewer away, though, from Moon. Moon still has Yules, but
Yeah,
he's sort of
Deso or
pulled out.
AC, I say.
Deso or AC. A little more of that minus armor. It would
don't
help
think
anyone.
he needs armor himself, so I would tend to say Deso, but AC is just a really good item for an entire team, which is one of the reasons why it's just so darn good. Oh, AA ult.
Making it go on limp. He's able to stop them with the cog. It's going to be a level 1 Ice Blast. No, it's level 2 now.
I think
but
that's
it's not
worth a
gonna be enough.
BKB charge to use for a kill.
Mhm.
Because they're trying to proceed into the game where their BKBs will overcome Complexity's mid-game lineup, and each kill is going to be more and more, or each kill right now is going to make that window closer and closer.
I guess
So-
looking at it from the other side of the coin is they don't want to be experimenting. He'll have to push himself out from this battle with the skewer, and EMP's going to catch him. With the help of Swindle this time, he's not going to be getting too far. So Complexity make a nice grab right there, taking down Magnus. That's their big initiation RP hero. Now out for 45 seconds. If you're Complexity, do you press on forward and see if you can even force out a buyback kind of a situation from him, or do you just
Nope.
kind of take that and
You
just
can't.
continue to play it slow?
You play it slow. The starter still has Aegis, so you
Yeah.
don't really want to fight into that, and none of them are in position to do so anyways.
I do
But-
like that Swindle ones. I would imagine throwing together an AC to kind of go back against that amp damage.
Yes.
They need that armor.
They really do.
They really,
He has
do.
Vlad's and AC, so that's 10 armor all around.
That's good.
It is.
What, I
Well-
mean, what is it at level 3 for your... It's like, what,
It's
20?
Keeps
Yeah,
getting
20.
buffed, so
Yeah,
20.
20. 20 minus armor, and he gets level 16. That's ridiculous.
It is,
Against any support, that's just like 2 big right clicks on any of these heroes with Empower, and you're out.
especially on like Skywrath.
Boom! Chicken Man dead. Take one good hit on the chin, especially with your Empower boxing glove, and you're going to be out for the count. So Complexity, though, they're going to try to sneak in, get a couple of farm patterns here through the Leviathan
you might find
side,
Z-Freak. Shredder.
Oh, he's thinking about it. He moved forward, but not committing to scouting it out. A lot of complexity in the dark. And only seeing Moonlander pushing down. Just a lot of split push happening here. Swindle is taking away their ancient camp, and I'd have to say they're doing a relatively good job kind of, you know, forcing Leviathan to stay far back. I mean, I'm not seeing them press past that line a whole lot. And that restricts their farm quite a bit.
Still, they're getting the BKB on Magnus fairly soon. They have 2 BKBs up. They got the Aegis. Leviathan
So
are getting
close. When
slightly
they can
more than
strike.
they should.
How much time has got to be left here, though, on this Aegis? Oh, it's gone. So they don't even get to use the Aegis. They just kind of use that as a window to farm time. But now Shredder might be in trouble. No Aegis in hand. If he goes down, he's out for good here. But he's going to just simply BKB TP home. No follow through from Complexity to be able to stop him.
Radiant's
They're
bottom
scared.
tower is under attack.
They need a Scythe on Nature's Prophet. With the Blink Sight, they can kill the BKB heroes and just keep them from getting any sort of farm. So I actually think that should be his next item. Or a Scythe on
Radiant's
Moonlander,
bottom
which actually I think
tower
is coming
has
out
fallen.
very soon.
So we're seeing, based on paper, 17-6, net worth about 12k in favor of Complexity, but it really doesn't feel like that. It really feels like this could be as good as it gets for Complexity if Leviathan tend to find their rhythm and their right time to really open up. But on the same side, if Complexity do manage to...
Oh,
get a couple
Slardar
runs like
going
that,
up, trying to kill Moonmeander. Is he going to find him?
Shibby's here as well. Oh, Ice Path. He's got to jump in, but the Urn's going to be there. He can't jump back. He's actually running here from Moon. Here comes Shibby. He might have baited him in very nicely here. Amp Damp's going to be there, but look who's is. Bodyguard Limp jumps right on forward with that hook shot, catches Shibby, but he might have just put himself in a cage of death, and he does. Shibby's just going to easily take down the Bodyguard, and Whitney Houston's going to make his escape. That's the movie. I don't know if you've ever seen The Bodyguard.
No.
Oh, well, maybe the 4 people out there who are my age have seen the movie and know what the reference is. Otherwise, for the rest of you, just Whitney Houston's the singer. She's in a movie called The Bodyguard. Let's move on.
I have moved on.
Sharks eating soup, though. Complexity being the Sharks. Leviathan.
No longer that story.
I mean, they're sheeps, but they got rabies.
The BKBs are Odin.
Radiant's middle tower.
Oh, Moonmeander walks right into the Sentry Ward. Boom! Self-destruct button.
The cherry on top right there being
Dire
Sunken's Ice
structures
Blast
are
that kind of
fortified.
secures it, allows him to get that tier 1
Radiant's
tower.
middle
That's 2
tower
big
is
grabs
under
right there on
attack.
this top lane for Leviathan. Moonmeander not anticipating the sentry so close to home and shows himself. Now,
They just popped it down right as soon as he, like, right after he revealed his Ghost Wand. I don't know what he's trying to do there. Hey, I'm going to delay this push on the tower with my Ghost Wand and put myself in a massively dangerous position.
maybe safe to say Moon not as most comfortable here on the Invoker this game. Oh, but they're making a jump potentially mid lane. Swindle able to get off the split though. Jenkins pops his BKB, and it looks like it's going to be a quick retreat back here from Leviathan potentially, but leaving behind Shredder, trying to go right in. Bloody Knight blown up there. Now Shredder looking to open up here on Limp. Limp could fall next. Stun's going to be there, gets the bears, and now he'll walk away. It's 3 down. The buyback from Shibby on your troll wants to get right back into this fight. Shredder looking for scraps. Swindle makes himself to the high ground. The Ice Vortex going to be right there. Jenkins jumps forward, throws out the shockwave. It's preventing Swindle from getting the blink off. They move forward. Shredder's going to be right there. He's frozen up. The Cold Feet's going to catch. Sprout on the outside. They're trying to save him. Skewer forward. There's the Yules. Can Swindle get away from this one? Oh, he blinks up to the high ground to get away from this, but they still scout him out with the amp damage if they want to follow through. Jenkins has the shockwave, but he's not throwing it yet. On the retreat now. Oh, jump forward. Oh, no!
Wow.
Oh, he goes down. Swindle immediately jumps back, throws a thunderclap right on his head. And Moonmeander is also able to escape. No, Leviathan now stuck in a rut here in the middle of the river. BKB Mystic Flare is not going to do a whole lot as he's able to make his escape, though. It looks like Nusham not going to be so lucky. Swindle
my
gets a
God.
double kill. After what almost could have been him falling, he's able to live and pick up 2 kills. Oh, that RP.
Wow. If he just RP'd the Swindle, they would have lost a gem, and then they could have just backed up at that
There
point.
was definitely a moment where they had crossed paths, and he had the vision. The amp damage was there.
Yeah.
Shockwave was at the ready.
He was trying to
Tried
make
to
big
fake
plays,
back.
dude.
Yeah, like step away, blink forward RP. I
Yeah.
understand what you were going for, but when it doesn't work, it's disastrous, unfortunately, for Leviathan.
I mean, with RPs just look so much worse than like most other
yeah,
spells.
it's pretty loud. It's loud, the graphics big, the world knows. Hell, all the neighboring games know what happened. You can feel it. Oof, someone
Radiant's
just whipped an
middle
RP in
tower
another
is
game.
under attack.
Bad. But now it's pressure on Leviathan here to try to make a big
Radiant's
comeback.
middle tower
Still,
has
I mean, that
been
was
denied.
a decent fight for them. Still,
Well, yeah, I mean, they got a lot to start. They've taken down 3 of Complexity, but Complexity, though,
they also
using,
bought back. Those a
Yeah,
buyback
Shibby
on
did buy back, yeah.
Troll and MP.
Yep. Uh-oh, Shredder scouts out Moon, immediately throws out the amp damage, and now Moon has to run away, throwing down the ice wall there. He's just trying to wreak havoc here, running
Oh, they
about.
want to do Roshan. This is very important for Complexity. They should have been able to do it like before the last steal by them.
Mhm.
But we'll see. Can Leviathan actually scout this one?
They have a way to scout it out.
Well,
Shredder's closest now. Maybe. Wait, what's going on here? I'm hearing a ruckus. Is someone partying over here? I mean, it's going to be too late. They've got Roche pretty much dead. So Leviathan are going to not get it, and a nice jumping from Limp onto Shredder forces out his BKB, and they just pull back like, okay, BKB used. Ice Blast is going to catch there on Swindle, but now your Shredder BKB is down awfully low. Not only on cooldown, but down to 5 seconds now. As it looks like Leviathan are just going to
went to
step back.
Armlet? What Armlet?
Armlet on your Slardar, and you're 3k gold, so...
I mean, Armlet's a decent mid-game item, but like 30 minutes in, it's not that effective. I think he just needs more burst to kill people during his BKB, especially since it's only 5 seconds now.
I'm curious to see what he's going to
So
go for next.
Now they have a Scythe on Moon Meander. It's really
Yeah.
bad for the BKB wielders.
Yeah. Moon doesn't have a blink, though, to get in there, and he's been scouted out a couple of times as their initiator, but I imagine Nature's Prophet, yeah, he's already got an Ultimate Orb and 2.8k nearly. He's also going to be going for a Sheep Stick. And then we start seeing the shift. The window for Leviathan begins to get a bit creepy as far as what they have going for him.
Yeah, it was mostly just because of that fight. They lost that fight, they lost Roshan.
Whoa! Did
Whoa.
he faked it, right? Okay, he did this time. Jenkins not going to commit the full RP. It was really close there. Photo finish, but it is going to be Limp making that getaway. 1 second to spare. And Moon and Swindle are going to continue to add pressure on the mid lane. Nice split push happening from Complexity, getting the most out of this map, while Leviathan are just kind of running about, splitting time between farm and hopeful pickoffs here. And Clap's not going to catch that for Swindle. Swindle might be in trouble. He's going to have to pull out the split here. Force forward, sunken though, is going to be caught with the rock, and he will be bursted down. Bruce going to be able to take down the flimsy support, and now we'll be scouting out Jenkins here. Throws up
Radiant's
the
bottom
Cyclone,
tower
and
is under
Leviathan
attack.
move on forward here. They want to get a hold of Swindle. They immediately take down the Earth Bear, and there's your Aegis going to be popped. And looking to come in from behind, though, Moon, Meander, and company trying to get a hold of Jenkins. He's going to be forced to use his BKB, and now they step back to go towards the rest. The RP is going to be there, and they were able to burst down Moon Meander. Now,
And they get the gem. That's big.
Jeb is going to be grabbed. They take down that Aegis. Swindle, they let him go after the Aegis is used, but that's a big grab right there.
Yep. Sunken also unnecessarily bought back, so pretty much no scepter for him for...
Did he even throw out an Ice Path after he came back? Or an Ice Blast, rather?
I'm
Didn't
not
look
sure.
like it really, so... Well, I mean, he's only 796 life. He's a pretty selfless support at this point, so it might not even cost him a whole lot. But that could have been money invested towards a hopeful future Agnum Scepter at any point, but... For now, Leviathan get a little bit out of that. And now, using that gem, maybe they could take a bit of the map control back. There's no more threat of the Aegis. And for Complexity, as they begin to throw together these sheep sticks, you see that Z-Freak has got his together now.
Yeah, now the Force Staff is even more useful than before. They might actually need one on Magnus. I would say that should be his next time over refresher at this point. And learn from his last mistake. Just get the easy RP on a single target, high priority target, and it's almost a guaranteed kill at that point. So now they just keep doing what they've been doing. Oh, easy.
Oh, that was just
wow.
like a volleyball. Set it up and I'll spike it home. That was just a beautiful grab right there on Limp, looking like a principal support. But now it's Complexity looking to go for a counter initiation down a man. Swindle presses forward. There's your tornado. EMP is going to catch, but BKB is going to be popped. They immediately take down Shredder, and now Nusham trying to hold his own, maybe forcing Complexity to not pursue the rest. And your Wraith King is going to be left behind as the sacrificial lamb of this fight. And the buyback actually coming here from Shredder as well.
I do in
So
her
Leviathan.
name.
The sheep's finally doing work.
Yep.
And, I mean, it didn't really feel like a
Dire's middle
15,000
tower
gold difference
has
because they
been
weren't really
denied.
using their size. They didn't have an opportunity to, but
They lost
now
2K.
now they finally got an opportunity to, and Complexity one step closer to claiming third Roshan, which should be coming up fairly soon, and shutting down Leviathan.
Yeah, and they shut down Leviathan. They go 2-0 in this series, this best of 3. Sorry for not putting up the bracket indicators, I guess, that show that this is a best of 3. But it is Complexity who are up 1 game in this best of 3. They win this one.
Fail
Leviathan,
admin.
they're out. Yep, I blew that one. But Leviathan go home.
They still can't push high ground though, which is a really big problem for them. They don't have a hero that can beat on the tower safely. Like Brewmaster again is not that safe. He doesn't have BKB. He can get stun lock from 100 to 0.
A valiant jump in, I guess, from Clockwork to try to
Maybe, but
rustle the jimmies.
still,
with
like
Leviathan in base.
that causes them to rush uphill and potentially put themselves at risk for a blink RP. Like the reason they won that last fight is because the BKBs were used very early. It's nighttime, and they had positional advantage, so they can wait out the BKBs and then scythe and throw all their spells.
Yeah.
If it's the flip side and Leviathan gets a jump on them with an RP and then mass BKB, the scythes are useless.
Well, we'll just have to see how patient Complexity want to play it. They are a team that can play
Wow, that's
pretty
a
patient. but,
very long respawn.
But
Jeez.
that's unfortunate if you're Complexity because they have
Yeah.
so much control on the map at this point that it would be nice if they could sneak in another Roshan grab before they have to consider going for that high ground push. They'll have the extra life to work with.
Wow, Swindle is
But-
so farmed. I was like, wow, why didn't he pick up a Shiva's before the Basher? But he already has a
He's
Shiva's.
got so much freaking armor. You're plus 35 on top of the 11 base. And that Shivas is going to put in a lot of work in these team fights.
Wow,
Now with Basher,
so much
his
armor.
right click's coming together for a team that at first glance didn't really have a whole lot of late game. Slowly forming here as they might be able to dish out some big hits here. Oh, Shredder pushing forward, might scout Limp. He's going to commit for it. The hook shot's not going to catch. Limp is going to be forced to force away.
Radiant's middle
Tornado
tower
actually
is
will
under
catch there on
attack.
Shredder. And there's the blink back. This is very timid from both
awkward.
sides. It's very awkward. Like, "Wah, ha, yeah." They're missing each other. No one going for the full jump in though. No one taking that dive. Oh, Swindle considers it. Jump forward. Clap is not going to quite be there. At least not enough for Limp to get the follow through. That hook shot is going to be on a
Uh-oh,
quite the long
Shredder.
cooldown. Oh, he goes up. Cogs is trying to use his haste to catch up with Shredder, but Shredder's like, what? Uh-oh, though. Cut him off at the pass. Z-Freak's going to be there, but Z-Freak, though, could be in trouble. BKB, he wanted to make a jump on him.
Radiant's
Still has
top
Blink.
tower is
Goes
under
across,
attack.
sees Moon instead, and now he's going to muscle down Moon. Moon's going to get bursted down. Uh-oh. Now Swindle comes in. Jump in. Split's going to be there. He wants to go for Shredder. Shredder in big trouble here. RP comes through for Jenkins. Shredder's going to be saved, and now they're going to go for Z-Freak. Huge damage, Complexity. The meltdown could be here. Earthbear, the only one left. Oh, help me. No, you're not going to be getting away from this. It looks like Jenkins jumps on forward, and they take down all 5 for Leviathan.
Jenkins coming in big there.
That was a huge RP, and that is certainly made up for the whiffed RP in the mid lane, that's for sure.
Okay, is that self-destruct button?
I don't know. I mean, that is devastating if you're
Oh
a
my
Complexity
goodness.
fan and on the side of Complexity. You see an opportunity where you could have pulled so far ahead, grabbing a hold of Shredder, but they just went a little too far with that. Clockwork went way in for it, even cogging out the rest of his team to just try to desperately get a hold of that pesky Slardar. And once
Well,
he
it was-
does, Slardar's like, let's go.
It was a nice balance of cooldowns from Leviathan. Like, he didn't commit the BKB to killing Clockwork. They just used Battle Trance to kill him.
Yep.
He killed him in a Slardar stun. And, I mean, also Clockwork didn't itemize for any armor.
No blade
So
mail.
that's
Boom, there it
that's
goes.
a little bit
Regeneration.
questionable. But yeah, they need Brewmaster up in
Dire's
front,
top
and
tower is
that was
under
just
attack.
like a very awkward engage. It was supposed to happen like close to where their mid T1 would be, and instead it gets dragged all the way to the
Dire's
T2 and then
top
all the way to the
tower
side
has
shop.
fallen.
They
there's
just
gotta
need
be
a clean
point when
engage.
you're like, okay, this isn't worth it. The
Yeah.
rabbit has just gone too fast, too far, and gone its hole. But they just went too deep. And eventually, it was enough for Jenkins to get into the fray, and he jumped forward,
Dire's
and
middle
man, he
tower
brought it
is
home with a
under
very
attack.
nice RP there, and the rest of their badassery right clicks just kind of
Dire's
came through, and they
structures
cleaved
are
it together. The
fortified.
Empower was there, and
The
that was
Cleave
pretty much
crew,
it.
man.
Yeah, that was the Cleave crew. We meet every Tuesday at the diner and get milkshakes. The Cleave crew.
The Cleave crew and the Bash crew. They have just mass stuns everywhere. They have 2 bashes. They have AoE stun from Slar. They have AoE stun from Mag. Like, it's just bashes everywhere.
Yeah. Their undoing being, of course, the hiding ability of complexity, and you're able to catch them out with the sheep, the EMP, tornadoes like that. But now with the blinks together, the BKBs have been together. Now your damage is being thrown together here. I mean, Troll's had an MKB for a little while now with a haste bottled up. Hell, even Nushim, if he's able to throw together some farm on his Wraith King, he has a high ceiling to work with. For now, only has the Blade Mail, but he's got 2,100 gold. He could go for a Blink Dagger now. I guess better late than never for a Blink Dagger on your Wraith King, or do you think that the rest of his team already provides enough initiation that he can waltz in with something else?
I would say Drums is pretty good for him.
Yeah, Drum certainly
Just
helps.
give more auras. He already provides 30% lifesteal. On top of that, they have 16% lifesteal from Vlad's. So you're talking about almost half your damage being life stolen, which is sick. And then just need more damage.
Moon. They're hungry again for
They need a
Slardar
TP in.
fish.
They need TP in
They're
from
rushing. Oh, he might cross the path to Swindle. Swindle's trying to catch him from the high ground here. He's so dang
Dire's
fast, though.
bottom
Oh, they get a hold of
tower
him with
is under
Yules.
attack.
Can they follow through? Shredder might be in trouble.
Dire's
Instant
bottom
CC
tower
with that
has
sheep
fallen.
stick. He might be in trouble here. Pulls out the stun. He's sheeped instantly again.
Why didn't he
And
BKB
Slardar
out of the
goes
Yules?
down, and yeah, he goes down. 90 seconds. No buyback. That is devastating now
Dire's
for
bottom
Leviathan.
tower
Back the
is
other
under
way we go,
attack.
I guess, as Complexity can push on forward. You have no Slardar for 80 seconds.
No, 30.
30 seconds?
30 seconds. 25 seconds.
Dire's
For
structures
Slardar?
are
Yep.
fortified.
Oh, buyback.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Indicated.
Well,
Go to chart
he's
count.
only level 6, dude.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Here we go.
They might not even need a buyback, dude. Oh my god, he got caught in the cold snap.
Yeah, he's stuck right in the middle. Ooh, immediate tornado
Dire's
prevents
bottom
Jenkins from getting a
tower
good
is under
RP off, though. Nice reaction coming out, or just convenience, I guess, for that tornado. Prevents, Portable Jenkins from getting anything. They take down your AA. Jenkins is forced to buy back in this situation, and Nusham is one of the lone survivors to try to go. And now even there's your Slardar buyback. They move forward. RP's going to be there on a couple of bears. They're trying to take down Swindle little by little. Mystic Flare, though, not going to be breaking through that BKB, and it's going to be Leviathan looking to get the scraps on the way out. Z-Freak, is going to make it out. The Wraithfire Blast on the way. Not
But now they
gonna
go
catch it.
immediately into Roshan
Radiant's top
because they
tower
just
is
use
under
like
attack.
3 buybacks, I think. How many buybacks?
Radiant's top
Three all
tower
day.
has
3
fallen.
buybacks.
Yep.
So they have to go into Roshan and compensate for that mass. Oh, okay. Here we go. Roshan brawl. Here we
All
go.
right, Swindle's like, we know you want to go for that Roche, and we want to be in full contention mode.
Well, Complexity, they need the Roshan. They can't give it to Leviathan. And the Leviathan, I mean, they're in the same position too. This
Yeah.
Roshan is just super important for both teams, and neither team really
Radiant's
wants to leave the
top
pit.
barracks are under
Leviathan, they have
attack.
AA Ice Blast and Magnus RP not up for 50 seconds, so probably waiting for that to cool down. But at the same time, Brewmaster Ultimate will be up too. So when is the ideal time to go in? When?
That's the question.
Uh-huh.
That golden period.
Well, this could be it. The DD.
Oof, that blueberry.
Oh, boom.
Shibby's like, I got the
Wow,
power.
that is going to be nasty. He's already hitting for 300. And then
And
a
you got
DD, and then an
ultimate.
Empower, and then Ultimate.
Ooh.
Okay, they are going to get the rush. Or maybe not.
Jenkins is heading there. He's got 20 seconds for RP, though.
There it goes.
And it looks like immediately Complexity are like, whoa. Forward from Jenkins just to get the Empower there on Shredder. Swindle's Illusions are going to scout out and see them nearby. They are trying to put in good positioning. Going to the high ground, though. They get limp and immediately take him down. Bloody Knight is next. They can't follow through, but they step back for Swindle. Oh, my goodness. Immediate pause right there.
That's awkward.
This is very awkward. The immediate DC of Shredder right after he jumps in.
Well,
Uh-oh.
he's going to BKB. They already got the panel Ultimate off.
He's where is he at? He's still
He's
in
right
there
in
with
the middle
full
of the fight.
life. They take down Limp. Limp is bought back, who is now in the fountain. Both teams are probably just really.
I don't know if they're
going
going to focus Panda Ultimate or not. If they want to discuss anything, it's whether or not to kill Panda Ultimate, which is probably what they want to do, unless Invoker.
Oh boy. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Nearby and behind Moon Meander right there, and Sunken could be in trouble.
It's either Moon Meander or the Panda that's in trouble.
I'm going to go
We'll
full
see.
Sky Camp for this one. And following through, RP does catch on one of the bears only, but they look back for the other one. The Air Panda is trying to make his get out, and Will to the south right there. Moon Meander could be in a bit of trouble, so this fight is kind of split down the middle between both teams. The Slardar goes down to limp. He gets redemption on his buyback, taking him down the other part of Leviathan here at the bottom half. Now getting caught with Nature's Prophet and Moon at the high ground here.
Shibby's in Roshan trying to do it.
Is trying to take full advantage of his BD ultimate to just take down Roche quickly. Seafreak sees it happening from the high ground. Your Tornado's going to be there. Shibby's in trouble. Oh, he wants it so bad. Can he get a hold of the extra life? He does get it, but he's just going to fall a second time.
Self-destruction.
Oh, he goes to the high ground with a deafening blast. Oh, that doesn't matter. That's just a pedestal for death.
So what happened to
up
the
there.
cheese? Looks like Clockwork picks up the cheese. He does get the Aegis though, and that's not that big of a loss for Leviathan. Yeah, they got wiped, but still, they have better late game. They needed to delay the game a little bit longer. They don't have the Aegis on complexity. They used one buyback, but they didn't get any of the big heroes like Brewmaster and like Invoker. So no buybacks on anyone except for, I believe, Troll Roller.
Shibby's got his.
That's it.
And
On
he will
Radiant.
need to use it if he wants to save racks. And there it is, because now Jenkins is in trouble. They take him down. They take him down. Jenkins out for 100 seconds, no buyback.
Radiant's
No
bottom
RP for
tower
you,
is
sir.
under
Complexity,
attack.
it's looking pretty
Radiant's
good.
bottom tower
Mulaney,
has
it's looking like
fallen.
they're going to be able to cleanse the series 2-0 and have another shot at taking out Not
Radiant's
Today in the
bottom
grand
barracks
final
are
at this
under
rate
attack.
as they clear out
Radiant's
the first
bottom
set of
barracks
racks here
has fallen.
in game number 2, and they're going right for top lane where Z-Freak is already going ham with his game. This is the last hurrah here for Leviathan, though.
Radiant's
They go on
top
forward.
barracks
Shibby
has
pops his
fallen.
BKB and his ultimate, and Complexity just simply walk away. What are you going to do? You can't catch up with us. They take down one set of racks, and it looks like they'll just walk away with their winnings at this point.
Unfortunately, the biggest mistake for Leviathan this game was Slaughter not BKBing in that mid fight. That just cost them so heavily. And then just let all these bad things happen, like this Roshan engagement that was kind of doomed from the get-go. And yeah, they still can hold though. They only lost, what, 2 melee racks and 1 range rack. So still the threat of the big RP into a huge AA ultimate and Slaughter Blast is still there, but slowly but surely Complexity is just getting even more massive. And they've been really spot on with their sheeps, and Leviathan has not had enough force staffs to kind of counter that, and their BKB timing has not been immaculate.
No, and I mean, that's where it counts the most. Dota, a kind of game where it's all about your quick wit, quick reaction, and quick decision making. And this is not the first time, even in the Summit 2, that we've seen series and games fall based on just one BKB interaction not being used at the right time. And Leviathan, on life support, I'd have to feel like at this point, they lose both racks bottom lane, they lose 1 racks here at the top. They're well and exposed. I would imagine the all or nothing could be coming out momentarily here for Leviathan, and really they just have to hope for a point where they can get a good start at a strong comeback. But I'd have to feel like Complexity have so much going for him. Even your Nature's Prophet throws together a Daedalus for himself, so your right click is coming through much harder here for your Furion. And for Slardar, well, he does go for the MKB. He's all in. He knows he doesn't have a buyback, so he's going to try to make the best of it and go right through the evasion factor of Swindle Melon's Brew.
So Complexity still have to be very careful. They can't just push the high ground, because I think they'll lose the fight, because almost certainly someone will die to like a Blink BKB Slardar immediately off the bat. So they just need to keep farming up for buybacks, wait out their buybacks on their 3 important heroes, which is Brewmaster, Invoker, and then Nature's Prophet. Also wait for Roshan, which is up in a pretty long time. Oh, actually someone might get picked off here. Limp.
There's smoke. They're trying to go for mid. Limp does force away. Immediately pulls out the cogs. The Shredder's right there to meet him. Jumps in and immediately takes him down. He does commit his BKB for this kill.
Total spawner.
So we'll be down now, but it's just 1 grab for Leviathan. Not quite enough for them to be able to make that big hurrah comeback. Mooney's dancing with him. Gets off the Tornado and EMP. And Shredder just kind of spritz himself back. But not too devastating. They lose their clockwork with no buyback for another minute, but I don't think Leviathan are going to get a whole lot out of just that takedown.
They can't push out their lanes very easily too, and the double scythe threat is just too much. Jenkins might get scythed up in mid. There it goes.
Yeah, jump forward. Jenkins in big trouble here. Has been unfortunately caught out a couple of times here before he can get that big setup play with the RP, and we saw how devastating it could be when he does find that opportunity, but when it's not there and he gets picked off early, it's very devastating for Leviathan. And Zephyr goes back almost to a nice path, but he will make his quick retreat. Jenkins, though, in hot
BKB
pursuit, forward, does go in. He gets sheeped up immediately, and now he's being right-clicked. RP, he's just trying to hold him there so that someone like Nushin can come on through, and even Nushin doing out pretty good damage on his Wraith King support. They might be able to lock down Zephyr. He gets cold-feeded before he can TP out. Moon is here to save him, however. And, well, Nature's Prophet makes it home free. And now gets a kill with his big ultimate, and he dies there on the bottom half. And, well, still Nushim and Moonman are going toe-to-toe. Can we get the crits? Goes down. Reincarnation. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they're still pressing forward here from Complexity. This has been a long-winded fight and skirmish here at the top lane, but Zephyr quickly comes back, gets a few right clicks in. They both bounce back, however. And now Shibby shows up. Wraith King does go down. He's out for 70 seconds. No buyback on him right now.
Oh, Shibby has a sheep. He might turn around Moon Meander if Moon Meander's not careful. Or is he going to get caught out?
Ooh, he's forced to BKB seeing that Skywrath mage, and that's a good quick
Oh,
reaction.
the basher!
Oh, the bash
my
stops
God.
him from getting out. The RNG is real from Swindle, and he takes him home with the right click. Oh, that might be it. Shibby's out. 100 seconds. No buyback on him. Oh, Ice Frog, why?
Game-winning bash.
Swindle Melons. Could be the early makings of the, what, $8,000 bash towards the Summit land right now. Being able to secure it, and well, Shredder jumps on forward, does not pull out his BKB quite yet. Now he gets it off, but not going to be able to do any more right-click damage here. He's now going to be forced to go on retreat mode here. Jenkins thrown right up. And still waiting for an RP at the ready. Meanwhile, mid lane, Shredder moves on forward, trying to get a hold of Zephyr. Amp damage is there. Here comes Lucian, but Mystic Flare. And there's a tornado. They can't quite finish what they started anywhere here. And now Shredder's on the retreat. They catch on up. He goes down. They might as well throw that white flag right up on the flagpole.
Really? I don't think so. Not yet.
Oh, they're still kind of in it. Nushim retreating on out, but Shredder moves right back on in, and now he will go down. Moon Meander killing spree from him, goes right to the low ground to meet up with Nushim, but Nushim fires back, gets a big crit there, and now Moon Meander steps away. The rest of his team, though, they go right towards the mid. They want to finish off the set of racks, but Jenkins, well, Jenkins is not going to be able to live on. The sad faces are coming out. I imagine the GG is going to be soon to follow. Hey, Sunken gets a double kill very nicely with what I imagine being his Ice Blast, but that's not going to help his base from being destroyed.
Oh my gosh, Nushim's trying to kill Moon Meander. Oh, they both died!
1-for-1 trade right there in the jungle is, oh boy.
Oh, GG.
And there's the game. That's it. So, Complexity made quick work of Leviathan in 2 games.
That was an exciting game.
So, there was a window there for Leviathan to really make that big comeback kind of a play, but Complexity, they still cool, calm, and collect. They throw together some nice itemization. They get their sheeps online, and really Leviathan just kind of get put into a corner and pressured as far as their use of BKBs and proper defense and engagements. And it's going to be Complexity who come out big. But yeah, I guess we want the game to end apparently, and wait, they're both calling GG to each other? I don't know. It's a bit awkward, but I think it's Complexity who are the team that wins.
Did he do the offensive GG? Oh, yeah.
Well, they called it first, so it's not actually over?
Swindle Melons did the offensive GG, so did Moon Meander. And then...
Oh, because he did that smiley face?
No, they did offensive GG.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, well, Nushin put out the sad face, and then Swindle followed it up with the GG call. And I guess that wasn't Leviathan's actual GG, so now as they defend with Megas, this is their tournament life. I guess they're going to look to get the best out of their...
Oh, creeps are going to take it down. Creeps.
You're waiting behind. They're so low. 150 life. Leviathan, can you do it? Can you hold on?
Nature's Prophet going to TP in and wreck it in
just
15
guys,
seconds.
it's over. And right-click it in.
Yeah.
They still have a glyph, though, Merlini.
They do. Tis true.
They just want to soak every sweet, delicious minute of their Summit 2 life. We will be seeing them again soon, though, Merlini. Don't worry. I know you're a big Leviathan fan.
Compendium vote winner?
I mean, hey, yeah, that's true. First and foremost, if you're a Compendium
Oh, he
owner,
TP's in and takes it back.
I missed the final moments, but it was...
Wow, way to miss
Whatever.
Leviathan's most crucial...
It's Complexity. Complexity win. They take the game home. They walk away the victors, and it only takes 2 games.
Thanks be to you.
So now they move on. They're going to play Not Today, which they lost to. I believe it was a 0-2 series against them.
That is correct.
So, hey, they're looking for redemption here. The last series, it's what matters most. The winner will be moving on to the Summit 2 LAN final to play against some of the best in the world, Merlini, for a lot of money. $280,000
Who's going to win this next one?
Oh, I don't know. It's Not Today, the Peruvian squad, now taking on Complexity, the Han boys. Who would have thought it would have gotten down to these two, though? A lot of people at the start of this, they were thinking Navi, SNA, maybe Not Today would be the top teams, but look where we've come.
These three teams have been the most consistent. So consistency actually plays a lot of into the stability of these teams and how well they do. I mean, like Navi, US, and SNA, they just change the rosters everywhere, every day.
A big clusterfuck, if you want to be honest about it.
That's the NA scene in a nutshell.
But for other teams like Leviathan, they show a lot of heart, tenacity. They have a well-respected run all the way through the Summit 2, a team that had to make their way through the qualifier.
Respectful run.
GFG, well-respected run. From Leviathan, props to them. They are going to be in the Star Ladder NA division now, so you'll be able to see more Leviathan action in the near future. I believe even tomorrow starts up America Star Ladder, so Dota, we got lots of it coming your way. We got the grand final, though, the best of 5 to see which team's going to make it here. Coming up next between Not Today and Complexity. A few other small things. I am going to be restarting the stream to try to fix this audio issue. Apparently, there's a bit of a buzz, so I'm going to add a bit of a microphone threshold and hope that does it. I will need to restart the server to do so don't picnic quite yet. And then also, the Beyond the Summit website's up, Merlini. You can check it out right now, beyondthesummit.tv.
Woo!
You can get all the cool information as far as VODs, schedule, who's playing what, when, and where, and all the latest news as far as Beyond the Summit goes. Check it out right now. That's Merlini. I'm Coddle Guy. We're bringing you the action. We'll be back in just a moment. Hang tight. I will have to double check. There might be a small break before this best of 5, so we'll see.
4:30 already. It's an hour and 25.
Hour 20, 4:30? Are you sure it's 4:30 not 4? It might be 4.
I'm pretty sure it's 4:30.
All right, it's going to be 4 or 4:30. I'll post it exactly on the splash screen coming up. It's 3:05 right now, so an hour and a quarter roughly about left. So we'll see you in a moment. Take care.